We're 4.5 minutes in game right before that extremely important 530 wave. Faker is playing Ahri and manages to push his wave into the opponent's tower, giving him a free recall. Now Faker's recall here puts his lane opponent Chovy in a terrible position. Chovy has to either recall to match Faker in items, but doing so would mean that he's in base for that 530 wave, giving Faker the chance to roam uncontested with his newly acquired level 6. And with the minion wave Faker's bot lane is stacking right now, this can't be allowed to happen. Therefore, Chovy is forced to skip his base entirely to keep Faker from going bot and diving his bot lane on that wave. But doing so puts his lane in a terrible position. Chovy's forced to spend the next couple of minutes under tower getting poked out, while Faker has permanent priority. All because Faker found the first recall. Recalling first like this is an amazing way to guarantee priority on the following wave out of base, and you'll see pros like Faker using this trick all the time. In Game 5 of Fnatic vs Mad Lions in the LEC lower bracket final, we can see Mad Lions do the same thing. Their jungler Maokai comes bot lane to help his bot lane crash a wave. Now they have priority bot, good vision, and are all grouped up together in a position to take a dragon. But instead of doing that, all three of them recall instead. Now just 30 seconds later, you can start to see why. Kai'Sa has already arrived in lane, while Xayah only just finished recalling. She's completely uncontested. And because Mad Lion knows this, Kai'Sa is completely safe by herself. Rell is able to roam mid lane and help her team out with the gank onto Syndra. Then off of the kill they got mid, and the wave that Kai'Sa was able to get into tower uncontested, Mad Lions are able to take the dragon anyway, just 1 minute after their decision to recall. Recalling is super broken if you know how to do it well, so today we'll be breaking down all the best uses for it that you can start using to win more games.
My name's Rogue and I played League of Legends professionally for 7 years. Now I'm a full-time content creator and coach for all ranks Iron through to Challenger. So if you want more information of what a coaching session with me will look like, you can find more information by following the link in the video description below.
While you're in the description, you'll also find the link to my Patreon, where I post all of the recordings of my best coaching sessions in full. With collections sorted by role and rank, including sessions where I've coached for professional level teams, you can get a glimpse into what pro level League of Legends look like from the inside. No matter what you're looking for, you'll easily be able to find something that's going to help you improve, no matter your rank. Now finally, I want to say thank you to those who do support me. It's because of you guys I get to keep making videos like this, so thank you. As shown in the clips from the intro, recalling before your opponent forces them into one of two losing situations. Either your opponent will stay on the map down in items while you're coming back with a full buy, full health and mana, like in our first replay with Faker and Ahri. Or they make the choice to match the recall, but come out of base slower than you, giving you a guaranteed lane priority and the chance to make the first move on the map, like what Kai'Sa and Rell did in our second replay. Now of course, this isn't the case with any recall that you take. What you buy in base has to give you a big enough advantage over your opponent that if they choose to stay, it will leave their lane at an auto loss. A good benchmark for when this is the case is anything over about 800 to 1000 gold. Basing with less, and most likely your opponent can skip base and manage just fine in lane with the item difference because it's only so small. But more than this amount of gold, and the difference in power level will begin to feel significant. We can see before Kai'Sa bases, she only has an Inquiver. But after her recall, she buys a Shard and tier 1 boots. This item buy equals 1000 gold. And also in Faker's replay, he only has a Doran's Ring, but his recall gives him upgraded tier 2 boots, which is an item buy of 950 gold. Therefore both of these bases had the desired effect of leaving their lane at an auto win if their opponent doesn't match the recall. By taking often recalls usually around this 800 gold threshold, high challenger players are able to stay ahead of their opponent and always be the one in the position to make a play. Just look at this replay for example from Challenger EU West. Now this starts out at any normal top lane, we're fighting over priority before Olaf pulls ahead getting level 2 first. Now of course Olaf is stronger now, he has a bigger wave, he is level 2. The only thing that's going to end this is when Jax's tower kills this entire wave. So we can call this Jax's turn. This is simple turn-based gameplay and I've made a video about it, so check that out, I'll leave a link just here on the screen. Now, after the wave crashed into the tower, this turn will reverse. It's going to become Jax's turn. Now, it generally takes around 3 waves for one wave to go from one tower to the other, sometimes up to 4. So in theory, Jax should have a slow push that builds for about 1 minute 30 right now, and he's going to win for that entire time. But because Olaf took a recall and is coming back, and Jax needs to match that base, he has to push this wave into tower instantly. So in a way, Jax's turn ends within about 15 seconds of it starting. Now Olaf gets to deny a wave here with this freeze, but then we get to start up a slow push. So in this way, Olaf came to lane, made it his turn, and won for 3 waves. Jax had his turn and ended it instantly. And now Olaf begins another slow push. He wins for 1 wave, he wins for a 2nd wave, then he walks behind the tower and proxies a 3rd wave, putting him at that 800 gold threshold, ready in time for a recall, and so that's exactly what he does. He takes that recall again, putting Jax in a similar position. Now, Jax finally should have the chance to make it his turn, but he can't. He has to match Olaf's recall. So he does. Of course, because Olaf based first, Olaf arrives in lane before him and has the opportunity to hit creeps and get level 6 before Jax gets here, thus making it Olaf's turn again. So now, yet again it's happened. Olaf has made it his turn, played strong for 3 waves, recalled, and when he gets back to lane, it's immediately his turn again. Now we do the same thing. We play out just a few waves. We get to beat Jax, zone him off a bunch of minions. By this point, we have a 10 CS lead, and we've had priority. If you check the game time, we're 7 minutes into this game. Jax has never once been in lane against Olaf and had a bigger wave or a higher level. He's never once had priority with Olaf even in the lane, and he's only crashed 1 wave into tower, and it was frozen. Now, finally, Jax calls it quits and bases, losing half a wave and a plate, and this is going to be Jax's first opportunity to finally get a priority. He's in lane before Olaf because he based before him. Now, it was at the cost of half a wave and a plate, so it wasn't really worth it, but it took Jax 8 minutes to get priority and actually be in a winning position for once in this lane, all because Olaf is recalling first. I watched back this laning phase and I counted the minion waves, and up until this point, Olaf has had a pushing wave which has given him priority and made him stronger than Jax for 11 out of 13 waves, with only wave 1 of the game being contested, and Jax having pushed just 1 other time. This was the wave that Olaf was in base for anyway, and Jax didn't even manage to crash that wave and so fell behind in CS. In fact, Olaf has zoned so many minions that at this moment, he's in fact 20 CS ahead of his opponent. But it's not just in the laning phase this is useful. Recalling quickly brings incredible value in the mid game. Like in this game I played with Mumu support last year in the regional semi-finals. Immediately preceding a team fight, me and my team win, we claim our prize, the dragon. Now whilst I briefly go mid to hold the wave for my ADC to catch later, I instantly recall after that, and start running out of base before my team. It's only when I get to river, the majority of my team and the enemy team actually start walking out of base. I'm the first person on the map. Which lets me place these 2 key wards by myself. Moments later, Morgana walks in, not even knowing that I've placed these wards. I'm able to perfectly track every single ward that she places. You can even see me ping them out to my team. But just as we go to clear them out, we spot the enemy's top laner, Sejuani, on the first ward I placed, saving my team from her roam. Blue team then clears out all of the vision that we placed in river. Or so they think. The enemy has no idea I placed a ward in front of the Baron pit, because I placed it before they were even on the map. The enemy team spends a good half a minute camping in a bush here, trying to bait Baron, without even knowing that we've had a ward on Baron the entire time. We know exactly what they're doing, so we're just letting blue team waste their time sitting in a bush, while our Gnar split pushes bot lane. In game 2 of the same series, my team secures a top tower, and I'm the first one on my team to recall yet again. This lets me come out super quick, place these 2 keywords around Dragon, because I'm here before my opponent. Now fast forwarding just 30 seconds and we can see that recalling fast and placing those wards allowed me to create a trap for my opponents. The moment they start the Dragon, my Akali begins TP behind them, on a ward they don't even know exists. Akali decimates the enemy backline in this fight, winning us a crucial mid-game teamfight that ends up being the catalyst for winning the entire game. I could go on and on about all of the creative plays that are possible when you make fast recalls. There are just so many possibilities, but I can't cover them all in one video, or it would never end. This is for you to discover now that you know exactly how broken a fast recall can be if you know how to use it well. If you watched this far, you must have enjoyed the video, so leave a sub and leave a like. Don't forget to check out my Patreon if you want to learn more, but as always, have a great day.